Hi everyone, Sinquefield Cup just started recently in St. Louis. So today we are going to check game Caruana versus Aroninan. This game was played yesterday, round 2. So let's quickly jump into the game. So Fabi, he was white, he started with e4. Then we have e5 by Aroninan, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5 and knight to f6. We have Berlin defense in the Ruy Lopez again. And here castling is the main move, but Fabi goes for d3. The point of this move is that we just protect this e4 pawn. Now bishop to c5 was played, so we have to develop bishop. And here the main move is like c3, castle, castle. But actually in this position Fabi opted for this interesting move, taking the knight here, and he takes c6. So now Fabi goes with c3. Knight b to d2 is the main move. Also notice that in this position we cannot take here because of very nasty queen to d4 and knight is under attack. So if we return knight back, then this is actually checkmate in 1. So that was also important to develop bishop to c5 so that white doesn't have this trick with knight to e5. So let's return to the game. c3 was played. Now here knight to d7 was played. Also possible was just to return bishop back to d6. Now d4, takes, and bishop to b4 was played. So bishop d2 and a5. Here you can notice that white has this strong center and black hasn't developed yet. So white is still a little bit better, but nothing significantly. So here Fabi just castled. Yes, the point here is if we take here the bishop, AB, now queen b3, c5, dc5, knight takes, and here's the trick, we cannot take here because knight check and black wins the queen. So that wouldn't be a good idea for white to take the bishop here. So Fabi goes for castle, and now positional war and maneuvering war will begin. Slowly and slowly each side will try to advance. So that was very, this middle game was very instructive and very maneuvering. So bishop g5, Fabi goes for slow steps. Okay, what does bishop do? Yeah, queen is under attack, so why not queen to e8? But f6 provokes already this weakness of the diagonal, so white can check sometimes on b3. Now bishop goes here on h4. Now the Aroninan played knight to b6, opening a bishop. So again, slight improvement. And also Caruana goes with a3, kicking back the bishop. Slightly improvement of his queen side. Bishop goes back. Now rook e1. Actually here you can see it's very funny. He spent 7 minutes on this move. So normally we finish a blitz game in 7 minutes, but Fabi just spent 7 minutes for just this normal rook to e1. Bishop e6, so now we develop a bishop, and bishop is beautiful here on this diagonal. Now developing a knight, and here Aroninan wants to trade the knight. Maybe he didn't like knight f1, knight e3 or g5. So now Fabi takes, Aroninan takes, and rook to c1. Again, we develop rook to better square, I mean on better file, and maybe to threaten to play d5 and open this c file. So bishop goes back, bishop g3. Now bishop is aiming toward this c7 pawn, so also a slight improvement, but very good one. a4, very good move by Aroninan. So his plan is to go bishop b3 and attack a queen. Also now white cannot push b4 because of imposant, and black has a good space advantage here on the queen side. So rook c3, another great move, just trying to go here, asking some questions, maybe recapture the knight with the rook if bishop ever lands here. So rook to e8, now h3, waiting move, just creating some luft for a king. Again, cool waiting move, bishop f8, so opening rook. Queen goes to c1, queen to d7, and in this position Fabi played d5, which is very interesting move. Of course, the idea is to open c file. Black cannot never take here because rook c7, and black is I think it will be losing soon. So after d5, Aroninan played c5. Also notice that bishop is protecting the c5 pawn. Now a rook goes to e3, and another good maneuvering and developing move, rook to a6. Rooks goes maybe here, trying to attack, and potentially after c6 maybe double rooks here on e6, so very useful move. A rook to d1, and here bishop to h5 was played. A rook goes back, and bishop goes back, so maybe slightly silent draw offer with this bishop to h5, but Fabi doesn't go for rook to d1. He wants to play on, he doesn't want to draw, so very good move. Oh, sorry, this is a small slip, so let's return to the game. So instead of that, he plays, and he continue with queen to c2. Now b5, Aroninan advances here, and a rook to d1. Very smart move. So kind of provoking Aroninan to play c6. And actually here Aroninan, after his post-match interview, was kind of angry of himself. Why just not to play bishop to h5, just, you know, so that rook has to go back. And he tried c6. He said, okay, why not to try what's happening. And here Fabi plays really nice move. You can pause the video what to do here. Should we take or play something different? Yes, the best move here is d6. Very good move. Of course, we cannot take here because of queen takes, and that's simple as that. So we just lose a pawn. But what's the point of this d6? Doesn't this allow bishop to be free and losing an exchange? Of course it does, but now Fabi took, queen takes, and queen to bt with a check. So white is down an exchange, but he has very strong pawns here on d6, and also e5 is coming, maybe knight is coming here to pick c5. But also notice in this position, instead of taking this pawn, better would be just to take on c5. Discount this pawn, but look at what happens. If rook to e4, now knight d4 is very strong. h6, and knight takes here, and knight is landing here on c5. So that would be amazing square for the knight, and then we push d7 and promote, and white is winning. But Fabi took for this option. Of course here c4 is the main move. We cannot play queen to e6 because takes, and d7, and pawn is promoting. Let's say we go here, but now just queen takes, and white has two pieces for a rook, and this is easily winning. So c4 was played. Now queen to e3. Now c3 was another inaccuracy. Here it's very beautiful line found by Stockfish. Actually it says that h6 is the best move here, but it's very hard to find it because it looks very dangerous, because white has, this move e5. Now let's see. Of course that this taking here would be bad because just knight enters a position. So after this e5, black plays c5, just giving up a pawn. No, so queen takes c5, f e5. Now bishop takes, and knight rook to d8. Also notice, if bishop takes, just rook to d8, and this pawn is doomed. So the next line is even more beautiful. What happens if we take with the knight? Looks like this black is lost. If queen goes here, then we just even we go back and trying to push, and now we have queen to d5. So but here actually after knight to e5, black has really beautiful move. He can take here on d6. So let's see what happens if knight takes queen. Now we have this check, king h2, and this is discovered check, and we pick up a queen. So very beautiful. So the only move that, let's go a little bit back, knight takes. So the only move here white has to take is to take this rook, queen takes, and now we have to take on b5. Although white is an exchange down, this position is still a draw, an equal position. But Aroninan tried his luck with c3, but now just queen takes c3, rook takes e4, but now this allows this knight to go to this beautiful c5 square with the tempi. So knight d2, rook e8, knight b3, queen f7, queen f3, rook a7, knight goes to c5, he's trying to play this, rook c8, and now Fabi goes for b4. So yeah, it's kind of dream position. We have passed pawn, this knight is great here, this pawn is well protected. Also let's notice, if we play d7, then just rook to d8, and now black is winning. So white has to be patient and careful. h6 was played, rook d3, so protecting this pawn, so now queen can move. Maybe the g4 to attack rook on c8. Now f5, bishop to f4, and here g5 move by quite aggressive move by Aroninan. But now this allows bishop to go to e5, queen g6, and here queen to d1 was played by Fabi. Not the best move. Actually here computer recommends to play h4 after g4. We can play h5, takes, takes, fg2 and d7, and white is winning. After queen to d1, it's still good, still winning, but black has rook to d8, blocking. And now Fabi made another slight inaccuracy with f4. Computer suggests to play g4, fg, hg, rook f7, and bishop goes here to g3, just kind of waiting. This pawn on g4 is stronger, so black cannot advance any of his pawns. But after this f4, yes, Aroninan took an opportunity and he rightly took on f4. Now look like that he opens his king, but actually when rook will be, let's say, if bishop is not here, will be here, then black has also some initiative and attack. So rook to g7. Also notice that in this position, let's say king to h7, then rook g3. But now attacking queen, we have beautiful move, bishop d6. And if bishop takes, now queen takes g3, bishop takes, rook d1, and black is winning. So tactics works for black. Rook g7 was played, now queen to d2, queen f6, queen a2, queen f7. And here a question for you, you can pause the video. Would you exchange the queens or not? Yeah, the answer is very easy, yes or no, but the why behind the answer is quite hard. And Fabi chooses to exchange the queens, but this is a mistake, and this position would lead to a draw, will lead to a draw. Here the best move is queen to e2, preserving queens on the board. And let's say after h5, king h1, h4, bishop e5, rook g6, queen enters here, queen h7, takes, takes, and d7. And now white is totally winning. There's no way to stop here. So the only move is like bishop to e7, but now knight jumps here. Let's say a rook e6. We take on d8, takes, and now just bishop d6. And this position is very good for white. Pawns are shattered here, and white is winning. But unfortunately, Fabi took the queen, king takes, knight b7, rook d7, and now they just repeat, and a game ended in the draw. So very interesting game. So far in round 1 and 2, we all only had 5 draws each time, but hopefully today there will be more exciting and winning games. Guys, thank you for watching as always and supporting me. And please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.